a Dredfunn original production. Please sit back and enjoy.
Hey guys, Dredfunn here with something a little bit different. Today I'm going to take you behind the scenes to see what went into creating the artwork I recently did in the time-lapse that I've uploaded, Bigfoot Bedtime Stories through Bigfoot Evidence. Yeah, I contacted the guys at Bigfoot Evidence, particularly Sean Evidence, and they asked me if I could do an illustration for them for their series, Bigfoot Bedtime Stories. And basically the information I was given is they wanted something, you know, a Bigfoot sitting there reading to a juvenile Bigfoot, sort of reading on a bed, reading bedtime stories. So this is the original first sort of sketch I came up with. I'm going to be zooming in here and let you guys get a good look. This is based on the Norman Rockwell painting. There's not a lot of detail, and as you can see I got some expressions here in the juvenile's face. This was one of the original drawings I did. Yeah, like I said, it's based on a Norman Rockwell painting where you see a dad sitting with a little girl reading to them. Sort of copied that, and I didn't like the angle. Next, I sort of quickly spun off this one, if you can see. Again, remember, a lot of these drawings are done very, very quick and not a lot of thought. This is just some figure outlines of a Bigfoot creature reading to not just one, but several juvenile Bigfoots. And didn't go with the bed. I decided to show them in a chair with the feet sticking up and, you know, a little table, lamp, and a nice little umbrella stand. Again, didn't like it. As you can see over here, just doing a little more detail on how it is I want to position the creature. Then went right back to this one here, took it and decided to expand a little bit, add a little bit of detail on one of the juveniles where you can see they have a nightcap on and the creature it's very base, very simple, gives me an idea what it is that it's going to look like, and then I can decide whether or not I want to detail it more and explore that area. Again, I decided to switch things up and go on a different angle. Here you can see I've got the juvenile seated on the bed and the adult Bigfoot creature seated here holding the book, and everything's more on a different angle, more profile. I thought for a while that might be something I could do. Again, did not like it, so I decided to move on. We switch things up here, and this is where you can see I did a little more detail right on this one of the juvenile Bigfoot, and even experimenting with a much larger brow ridge. Decided that, you know what, to keep the look of a juvenile, I wouldn't have to bulk up the eyebrows and all that. So, and here it's more of an angle, kind of looking across at the juvenile Bigfoot seated in the bed and the Bigfoot creature reading. Again, you know, a really nice drawing. I think I could have done this justice just like all the other ones, but it didn't have what it was I was looking for, you know, something that sort of just tells it all in a very straightforward manner, so there's no mix-up. You don't look at the drawing and go, well, what is that he's trying to say? Is that his foot, or is that a leg? I want it to be very clean. And so that led me back to a modified version here of the earlier one where I did the Bigfoot creature seated in a chair with several. Instead, I put the Bigfoot creature in a bed, showing some of the weight and the girth as it bends down. Kept the lampshade, as you can see, and sort of, instead of worrying about the Bigfoot's feet being out, I decided to worry more about the juveniles, putting his out so you can see the bottom of the Bigfoot, and his are just flat down normal. Again, I did some experimenting. This is a picture of what I thought a human straw doll would look like if this Bigfoot creature had brought it with him, the juvenile. Instead, I decided to go with a teddy bear, which you see in the final drawing. And this is about the time that I actually started experimenting with the expressions that I was going to try to do with the creatures. I wanted, you know, bedtime Bigfoots, or Bigfoot Bedtime Stories is very, you know, it's a satire type comedy, I think, you know, very funny. Some of the stories I've already heard are very, kind of have a dark sort of tint to them. So I wanted to show an expression of the Bigfoot character, very, like, what is that? Like, oh my. And then a shocked expression with the juvenile. And again, I went back to the Macaulay Culkin Home Alone type thing where he's putting his hands on his cheeks, and that's where I sort of outlined it. And then we go to my final drawing that I did just before actually going ahead and inking and penciling and doing all the hard work. This is a much more detailed drawing, and as you can see, I've got the title here, which I decided not to put in the final product. I figured, you know what, the people at Bigfoot Evidence and some of the other folks there, they have far better online programming. I'm not very good at picking the fonts and all that stuff. I'm a very layman type, old guerrilla school, draw it and then move on. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave it blank. But you can see I've got more of the expression. I'll actually zoom in a bit for you. You can see, like the shocked. I didn't draw the hands yet because, I was experimenting. And you can see with the feet, and I went with a flat foot for the creature. And I haven't even added the teddy bear yet. That was a sort of last minute thing. But I pretty much have everything it is that I need to proceed forward and draw what it is that I wanted as a final product. You've probably seen the time lapse already, or at least I hope you have. I'll put a link to it as well. This is the final product here. Again, the only thing I'm not too happy about is for some reason the black didn't turn out as clean. I think it's because my bottle of ink that I had is running pretty low. So I went out and got another bottle, and I'm hoping that'll clear that up. But yeah, you can see, I did a lot of work on the paint, and I wanted this to be a very expressive drawing that sort of tells you that these two creatures are they're having a good time, but they're not exactly, it's a rather shocking moment. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, check out Bigfoot Bedtime Stories over at Bigfoot Evidence. I'll try to put a link up to that below. And this was just me, letting you see how I came about creating this this little drawing for the folks at Bigfoot Evidence. And I gotta admit, it was a lot of fun. I hope I can do some more work for them in the future. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, or like the video and subscribe to my channel. Dredfunn out.
This has been a Dredfunn.com production. Thanks for watching.